I am Jeremy Moore, and this is how I got set free. Before coming to Set Free, I grew up in a very abusive home with an abusive father, and for years I would have to constantly put on a mask to people that on the outside that everything looked good, everything looked great, there was no issues whatsoever, but deep down I was hurting, I was in pain, and I was in constant agony that I couldn't voice out to anybody. And so coming to Set Free, I began to realize like a lot of the things that I was dealing with, but I was holding on to very covertly and very secretly. I wouldn't share with anybody, and with Set Free, it started to bring that out. It started to bring the reality of where I am in the moment, getting real with myself, getting real with the current situations I'm dealing with, and to remove the mask that I've constantly carried my entire life. And it was hard for the longest time. It was for a while it was hard just because I didn't want to remove the mask because I felt safe and comfort from that mask. So the question you may ask is what mask or why was I having a mask? What was I covering up? Well, it was insecurity for me. That the words that were spoken over me from my dad was that like, oh, you're not good enough, oh, you're this, oh, you're that. So it constantly brought so much insecurity and doubt within myself that in front of people I had to act like I was this big person. I had to act like I was this kind of like this superstar mentality that, oh, I'm this, oh, I'm that, but really what pride with like insecurity underlining in it. So I had to walk around being all prideful. Like the mask was pride, but also insecurity at the same time. And so yeah, it really began to bring out in me that, hey, like everyone struggles, everyone deals with something, everyone's got issues. There's no such thing as a perfect Christian. There's no such thing as a like the perfect model of a person, because that doesn't exist anywhere. And so it really bring like, hey, we all dealing with something, but that's okay because God's constantly working on us on a day-to-day basis. So if any of you are dealing with perfectionism, if you're dealing with having to constantly put on a mask and constantly having to cover up issues that you're dealing with, Set Free will get that out. Set Free will remove that, but also Set Free will reveal the identity and the purpose and the potential that you have in your life. So the biggest thing with helping with my insecurity was figuring out who I am, and not just reading a bunch of books, because like you'll have tons of material, tons of books out there, like how to find your identity in Christ, like the whole thing that everybody talks about in church, like you need to find your identity in Christ. Well, I heard about it, talked about constantly, but it never sunk into me until I was actually asked this question, who does God say that you are? And that little phrase, just that little phrase, like got the true reality that who I actually am, that I am a son, that I'm imperfect, but I'm being sanctified constantly, that I don't have to constantly put out this big image, that I can be who I am, and that's okay. And so because of that, Set Free revealed my identity, revealed who I was, who I am, and being comfortable in your own skin, because the true way to actually get rid of insecurity is being comfortable within your own skin. Because if you're not comfortable within yourself, and for one, you're going to make other people uncomfortable. You're going to make groups of people like very like insecure about themselves. Like I heard it said this way, that if you don't like you, it's going to be hard for me to like you. Replace those thoughts, meditate on the word, and confront those thoughts too, because if you just constantly avoid the thoughts, whatever, they're gonna keep coming back whether you like it or not. So if you just like wear a cone head around you, pretend that like, oh, the thoughts ain't gonna come around, they're still gonna be there. So you have to confront those thoughts and say like, no, that's wrong, that's a lie, that's not it, I'm not gonna dwell on that, because that's gonna leave me in unrest, that's gonna leave me out of peace. So I'm not going to dwell on those, I'm going to dwell on this. Where I am now, in my situations I've looked at with my own personal life, Set Free has really helped me to be able to get real with myself. And not only did it help me see the reality of where I was, but it began to reveal the reality of where I can be in the future. Since I've gone through Set Free, I'm engaged to the love of my life, and I am about to complete my bachelor's degree in counseling to help others get set free. And so for anyone that's watching right now and that is unsure about Set Free, that no matter what, no matter your age, color, background, no matter what, Set Free will help you. Set Free will help you get on the right track. Set Free will help you get rid of the things that you're dealing with to walk into the purpose you were made to be.